Hello, Candy.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I am so happy to be here.
Today I'm like doing exactly what your field is. I'm like entertaining, but at the
Right,
same time, doing some interviews. Wow.
you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you very much.
You really
So,
are.
wow, I appreciate that. Yeah. So today we are talking blockchain and entertainment and
Yes.
empowerment and all that. And what we've just been discussing off the mic reminds me of what the ambassador said yesterday, that we need to create things for our own,
Yes.
bring our own solutions, because things have been designed the way they were designed so that somehow the black man continues to be dependent, or somehow continues to suffer. You know, going back to that, I want maybe you to like tell me how you see the field that you are in, what you are doing. How do you see you changing the dynamics, you changing the way things are, to see now, the system working for you, or working for people who are in the entertainment industry?
That's an excellent question. I'm very fortunate to be walking in the footsteps of giants, and by that I mean that I have inherited this amazing legacy of entertainers who have come before me, who have truly paved a path. Um, and so my perception is that, black people are the most creative, talented people on earth. I don't think anyone can argue otherwise. But we need to be able to control and own our own creativity. And that's where technology, modern technology, specifically blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, can empower us to be able to actually control the narrative that is being pushed, an agenda that quite frankly doesn't come from us, but that serves it serves white supremacy, but it doesn't really help our people or help our communities. Even though we're the cool kids, we're the ones that get to determine what gets to be cool, what gets to be, that hot new item. It doesn't even happen unless we're the ones validating that. But how are we monetizing and benefiting from our own creative genius? Quite frankly, I believe blockchain is the solution.
Amazing stuff, amazing what you're saying. And what you're saying is actually very true. I see a lot of entertainers as people of color, of the minority, like they're dominating in the entertainment
Right.
industry.
But we own nothing.
Yes, but we own nothing. But now let's take it down to the people in the street, the people that are very poor. I mean, we've got the largest number of poor communities around. Yeah, be it in the United States or in Africa, wherever we have a lot of, people of our descendants being very, very poor. How do you see what you are doing, helping to take these people from the streets, to educate them on the blockchain, and eventually maybe have a number of talented entrepreneurs and talented entertainment from the street?
When I heard your question, it reminded me of how every single human being starts out as a creator. We all start out coloring with our crayons. We all start out believing in our creative energy. And somehow, as we become adults, we take on more serious work, and we believe, that we have to work to make money and to feed ourselves and feed our family. But what if we lived in a world in which people didn't have to work just to pay their rent? What if we lived in a world where people could create freely, and simply create because they are creative, because it's what they want to do and because they're able to do it, and not have to think about the consequences of becoming a starving artist? What if we could really support one another financially, in ecosystems that allow us to have direct peer-to-peer transactions that don't require a middleman or don't require institutional interference, that reduces the quality of our human-to-human interactions? What if we lived in a world where you and I could just have our own transaction, privately? I could sell you something I made with a crayon, and you would value that at whatever price you determine that it's worth. So that's kind of the vision that I see as far as how blockchain and cryptocurrency and this new wave of thinking can permanently alter the way that creativity is allowed to flow. And I think that for our people, it's absolutely not only a necessity, but I think that it's here, it's now, and I'm so excited to see these forward-thinking, entrepreneurial people out here creating these opportunities for us to shine.
Maybe my last question for you is on the summit. What is that I mean, that's moment for you during this conference? That that moment for you during this conference that you can pick and say that was for me.
Honestly, I'm not sure yet, but I think it may have been when I met an investor here who was one of the panelists at the event. I won't say his name because I don't want to shout him out there. However, I've had multiple offers from management companies and investment companies claiming that they want to finance my venture. The problem is that when you accept money in a creative capacity, you also give away creative control. And often what happens is you then become someone who is then fighting for your own voice to be heard in your own company that you own. So I've had to be very, very careful and very, very picky as to who I will allow or take any money from. And I think this event, not only because of cryptocurrency and what that holds, but also being able to get investors in traditional means so that I can bridge that gap. Because I'm in that catch-22 of not having launched an ICO to be able to fully take advantage of the crypto space where, you can get funding that way, but then also still needing funding to complete to complete what it is that's being created so that we have the product. So that's a really weird place to be. However, I feel fortunate to even have that problem. I really do. And so being here at this conference has truly, I think, been a breakthrough moment for me. And just being in this space with people who look like me, who understand my vibe, understand why I'm so passionate about what I do, and who can see it as passion rather than calling me the angry black woman, because my anger is justified. However, being able to channel it into something productive is really why I'm here, and I'm just so excited to be allowed to just breathe it all in.
Awesome. Thank you very much for this interview.
Thank
It was like
you.
very, very one of the best interviews I've had, and I wish you all the best in your endeavors. And I know you'll be able to liberate a lot of people in the entertainment industry, especially the people of color, who I believe are so talented, by the way.
Absolutely.
And
The most talented.
so I look forward to seeing some of your projects as I'm in Botswana. I'll be like, I know that girl. Thank you so much.
Thank you.